Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're joining us today. Whether you're a focused learner prepping to completely crush your upcoming professional exams, like the CMA or CPA, or a manager looking to unlock the real secrets of performance management for your business, you are in the exact right place. We are going to bring some serious energy today as we decode one of the absolute most critical frameworks in modern business strategy. Now, I want to start by posing a rather provocative question to you. Really think about this for a second. How can a company report record profits today, yet be completely bankrupt tomorrow? It sounds literally impossible, right? But honestly, it happens all the time in the business world. This tension perfectly captures the danger of only looking at past financial results versus actually predicting future performance. If you're only tracking the money you've already made, you might just be missing massive warning signs of a total collapse just around the corner. So, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. The balanced scorecard dashboard. 2. Lagging indicators, the results. 3. Leading indicators, the predictors. 4. The trade-off trap. And finally, 5. Acing your exam. Let's systematically break all of this down. Okay, let's jump right into section 1, the balanced scorecard dashboard balancing the short and long term. To really understand leading and lagging indicators, we first need to look at the balanced scorecard itself. I want you to think of it as a highly advanced management dashboard designed to track both short-term performance and long-term value creation. Historically, businesses were hyper-focused just on short-term financial reporting, which didn't tell the whole story at all. The classic balanced scorecard solves this with 4 distinct perspectives that have a really logical flow to them. It starts right at the bottom. A competent and innovative workforce drives the learning and growth perspective. That innovation leads to highly effective internal business processes. Those great processes then result in excellent customer service and satisfaction. And finally, happy customers drive financial performance way up at the top. It's essentially a chain reaction of success. The core philosophy driving this entire model is pretty straightforward. An entity cannot manage what cannot be measured. A business simply cannot survive on financial metrics alone. It absolutely needs non-financial targets linked directly to its corporate strategy. For instance, if a company's strategy is all about product differentiation, rather than just being the cheapest option on the block, well, they need to measure how well they're actually innovating and satisfying customers, not just how much money they save today. All right, moving on to section 2, lagging indicators, the results. I want you to imagine you are driving down the highway. Looking exclusively at lagging indicators is exactly like trying to drive while only staring into your rearview mirror. You can see precisely where you've been, but you have zero idea what's coming next. By definition, lagging indicators are measures, such as output and financial results, that reflect the outcomes of past actions. I actually like to think of lagging indicators as the scene of the crime. They tell management exactly what has already happened. The revenues are booked, the expenses are paid, the quarter is closed. They are factual and concrete, for sure, but they offer absolutely no warning beforehand. Here are your classic chapter-based examples of lagging indicators, output measures and financial measures. Now, while these are undeniably essential for showing a company's current financial performance, because, let's face it, investors need to know if the company actually made a profit, they represent the end of the line. They are result-based measures. They tell you the outcome of the journey, but they don't help you navigate the road ahead at all. Which brings us nicely to section 3, leading indicators, the predictors. So if lagging indicators are the rearview mirror, leading indicators require us to shift our focus and look directly out the windshield. This is all about forecasting, anticipating, and adjusting course before it's too late. By definition, leading indicators are non-financial measures that help predict future financial performance. They are the true early warning systems of a business. They give management a crucial heads-up before any actual financial damage appears on the income statement. If the lagging indicator is the car crash, the leading indicator is seeing the car swerving into your lane a mile up the road. Let's look at some chapter-based examples you'll likely see. Customer satisfaction, the rate of product returns, and the percentage of repeat customers. The crucial point here is this. If a customer returns a defective item today or tells a survey they are highly dissatisfied, that doesn't immediately bankrupt the company, but it is the absolute truest predictor that future financial success is in serious jeopardy. If satisfaction drops today, revenues will almost certainly drop tomorrow. Let's jump to section 4, the trade-off trap. sacrificing the future for the present. This brings us to a highly dangerous situation that management teams fall into all the time, manipulating one metric at the direct expense of another. They are usually sacrificing the future just to make the present look better. Let's walk through a mini scenario to illustrate this step-by-step chain reaction. Step 1. Management decides to slash customer service spending just to save some money. Step 2. Because expenses are down, the short-term financial results immediately improve. The lag indicators look great, but watch what happens in Step 3. Customers wait on hold for hours. Customer satisfaction rapidly drops. The leading indicator is flashing red. Ultimately, this leads to Step 4. A long-term financial decline because those frustrated customers leave and go straight to a competitor. As our source material wisely states, the scorecard should permit a determination of whether certain objectives are being achieved at the expense of others. The absolute brilliance of the balanced scorecard is that it prevents management from blindly driving off a cliff just because today's short-term financials happen to look pretty good. It forces you to look at the leading indicators right alongside the lagging ones. Finally, Section 5, Acing Your Exam, Predictive versus Result-Based Measures. Okay, I'm shifting into masterclass mode for a moment for all you students and managers out there. A massive point of confusion on exams is mixing up result-based measures with predictive measures. The contrast is really stark. Remember the hard rule that lagging indicators are always your outputs and financial results. They are result-based. Leading indicators are your non-financials. They are predictive. If the exam asks for a predictive measure, you are immediately looking for a leading, non-financial indicator. Let's lock this in with a table of exact chapter-based examples. I highly recommend you just memorize exactly which bucket these fall into. Output measures and financial measures. Those are lagging and result-based. But look at customer satisfaction, the number of returns, and your repeat customers. Those are leading and predictive. If you see returns on a multiple choice question, boom, you immediately know it's a leading indicator predicting future financial health. To make absolutely sure you nail this on exam day, I've got a super simple memory trick for you. Just remember the L's. Lagging looks back at the bottom line. Leading lights the way forward. Let me say that one more time. Lagging looks back at the bottom line. Leading lights the way forward. Cement that distinction in your mind right now, and you will effortlessly recall it when the pressure is on. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive today. I want to leave you with one final critical question to chew on. Are you managing your business or even evaluating your own performance by only looking in the rearview mirror? I challenge you to apply this early warning system to your own studies or business strategies. Start identifying your leading indicators today so you can actually control your financial outcomes tomorrow. Keep that focused energy up, guys, and I absolutely cannot wait to explore our next performance management topic with you.